so far in the early parts of the season?
I'm be honest, I ain't watched much basketball. And so I can't. I expect them to be good. I expect them to be in. I don't know where they are in the standings. I think the last time I checked, they were like 7-3. Was the last time I looked at the standings. They're going to be there. At the end. Come playoff time. For him. Just the fact of him. But they have a solid team around them. They got a lot of vets, a lot of guys who know how to play the game of basketball. And, I'm sure with the age of a lot of their guys, they're going to miss some games here and there and rest and things like that. But when it comes to the playoffs, those guys are going to lock in. They're going to be locked in, and they're going to be very tough to beat.
Carmelo Anthony, you saw him front and center a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You being a net and being a Nick.
Mm-hmm.
That transformative nature of becoming the star, but then also being that role player that can still produce. You were kind of in a similar situation, especially when you were in Cleveland and kind of moved around. Is that a difficult transition?
It is, but I think he's had some time now. Where it's I think he's accepted it, he's embraced it, he's okay with it, and I think he's flourishing now. He's playing pretty good basketball, from what I've seen, and I think it's something that took him some time. It took him getting out of the league before he could come back in and figure it out, but he's definitely got it figured out, and I'm so happy for him because there's no way he shouldn't have been playing basketball. There's no way he's not good enough to make a roster, and so you've seen that the last 3 years.
Chris Paul is one of your contemporaries. What is it like to see what he's doing at this advanced age?
It's amazing. I'm jealous. He's playing at such a high level. I've talked to him a lot and talked to him last week, and he's just doing a great job, I think, of taking care of his body, of doing all the right things. Kind of the LeBron method of he's spending the money on his body, he's using all the resources, and it's showing. He's always had a great basketball mind, and it's almost like he's getting better. Maybe his numbers aren't what they used to be, but he's so efficient and he knows how to run a team. And nobody expected that Suns team to be in the finals last year, and he was a big reason for that. I think he's a big reason why Devin Booker took another step, and DeAndre Ayton is playing so well. There's a lot because of CP.
Rajon Rondo is one of your contemporaries. Do you ever look at when you see him? Do you see him as a coach right out the gate after he retires?
I think so. I think, and I don't know Rajon that well, but from what I've heard about him. And a lot of his challenges, I think, with some coaches was because he's so smart, because he's almost like a coach on the floor, and so not all coaches can handle that. Not all coaches can take that to their ego, and so I think that he will be a great coach as soon as he's done playing and wants to transition, if that's even what he wants to do.
Could you explain to us how you got into mixed martial arts?
I'd always been a fan of MMA. Like I said, my background in wrestling, I think, kind of drew me to the sport. And while I did love boxing, it just kind of drew me a little bit more because of the grappling and the wrestling aspect of it. And when I was in Utah, I actually became friends with Josh Berkman, who fought in the UFC and World Championship, World Series of Fighting, and a bunch of other promotions, and we became really good friends. And we started training when I was playing for Utah, and I would train off and on. And then when I got to Dallas, I ended up meeting Safe and was training with him in the off season just to stay in shape and to work out. And he ended up showing me. He was in the process of putting together Fortis. Once we became really good friends, he was building this space out, and I knew some of the up and coming guys that he was training and working with, and I was like, how can I be a part of this? And so that was kind of when I went into business with him at Fortis MMA, and I just haven't really stopped training.
Is it safe to assume you will do an MMA fight at some point?
No, it's not. I wasn't planning on boxing. I had always thought about it. I always wanted to. I wasn't going to go out and just search a fight. I wasn't trying to call anybody out. I think it happened organically, and like I said, it was something that came to me, and I was like, I'll do it. I'm not gonna turn on this opportunity because it might not ever come again.
Darren, tell me something. I was watching The Last Dance, and when we watched it, you saw Michael make that short transition from basketball to baseball. Now, you were up there talking about the jogging part of it, being in your comfort zone.
Out of my comfort zone.
Pardon me for that. So, aside from that, what were the other, I guess, from being a basketball player to be a boxer, the transition, besides the jogging, what were the other things that you had to adjust?
Getting punched in the face. Yeah, I mean, you get hit every now and then. You see basketball players. I mean, even when I was playing basketball, you get hit in the face. They're down, they're rolling on the floor for 2 minutes. It's not because they're not tough. It's because they're not used to it. It just happens every now and then. It happens once every 10 games, 20 games. If you were out there getting smacked in the face every play, you'd get used to it and you adjust. And so I think that's kind of the same thing with boxing, with MMA, is you just have to get used to getting punched in the face.
So how do you describe your fighting style? Boxer or fighter?
Well, I'm a boxer. I'm a boxer now. That's all I can use. So I don't know if I really have a style yet. I'm trying to discover my style.
So in boxing, in basketball, and in football, there's usually a lot of trash talk. I didn't hear any trash talk today. How do you see that going forward?
I'm not a trash talker. So even if he would have came out and talked trash, you're just not gonna hear it from me, because it doesn't change anything. It doesn't change what happens when we get in that ring. And so I respect Frank. I respect what he's accomplished as a football player. I respect him as a man. And so I don't see there being much trash talking.
So do you